we've got to figure out if RJ Harvey will be a fantasy demon next year or not. There's plenty of reason to believe he might be. Almost 3,000 rushing yards his last 2 seasons at UCF, over 40 total touchdowns, picking up 6 yards a carry every year there. Athletic boxes, he checks them. I don't think height really matters for a running back. In fact, I think a smaller stature can give you some natural advantages. That RJ might stand for really jacked if you look at him. Great explosive testing, really fast 40. The Broncos made it clear how much they wanted to draft a running back, and they invested a second-round pick in him. That's a lot. And he'll be running behind an offensive line that ranked first in pass block and run block win rate, according to ESPN's data. Because of all this, you can already tell he's going to go super mainstream. He's going to be everybody's favorite sleeper. And I'm warning you in advance, watch his stock with a critical eye. Because when I look at this Denver backfield, I see a 3-headed monster. Last season, Javonte Williams, Audric Estime, and Jaleel McLaughlin all got a pretty even split of the carries, with Tyler Batty factoring in as well. When you look at the efficiency numbers, Javonte Williams was a real anchor. Estime and McLaughlin were mostly fine, so I don't see them getting completely phased out in favor of a rookie. Harvey was also a bit of a reach, coming in at number 100 on the consensus big board, but the Broncos took him at 60. That's typically a red flag. On film, I see someone with a lot of talent, but also someone who's a bit of a project with a steep learning curve. The biggest positive with him is his lateral agility. He's able to run sideways at the same speed most are able to run straight forward. And because of this power, he breaks contain all the time. None of these college force players can set the edge and contain him. Like, here they run an ET stunt. You've got a defensive tackle with his outside arm free while the defensive end mucks up the inside zone. But Harvey is explosive enough to start running backwards, burn the angle of the contained player, and then get upfield. And because he's so short and strong, he's got this good center of gravity that helps him break tackles to finish this run. It's really unbelievable how much you see this guy bounce inside zone, which speaks to his talent level, but it's also a hard thing to do in the NFL. Corners, safeties, linebackers, whoever is setting the edge has a much better chance of tackling him at the next level. So I do think he's in for a bit of a rude awakening if he thinks he can win along the outside track as much as he did in college. In the post-draft press conference, Sean Payton mentioned how he thought RJ Harvey had the best vision in the draft. I do not think that's a true statement. I wish he could read the leverage of the blockers here. It's outside arm free for this guy. Nobody's in front of this guy. It's inside leverage for this block. Go inside here, but he tries to bounce it and ends up getting tackled for loss. There's a big opening for him to run through here. I do like how he presses this gap before escaping to the outside, but from here I see a lot of space between these two players. I'd like to see him head straight downhill and lower the shoulder. Instead, he tries to outrun 12 to the sideline, and there was more meat on the bone here. He could do a better job reacting to what he sees post-snap. On this play, the UCF guard and tight end pull. And usually you're supposed to follow those pullers, but watch how the linebackers flow. They're at the spot before Harvey even receives the handoff. And when they've taken on the pullers like this, I'd like to see him see that and cut back here between the guard and center. That, to me, is where the best opening is. That could at least get him back to the line of scrimmage. But he sticks this front side and ends up just taking a big L. After this handoff, I think there was room to hit this A-gap and score, but instead he just kind of chops his feet behind the line, tries to move laterally when he shouldn't, and takes another TFL. He does have moments of great vision, like this play where he takes the handoff and starts to curve behind this tackle. That makes the center's block on this linebacker really easy when that linebacker stacks and sheds to make a play backside. And then Harvey is able to show that lateral agility, then make somebody miss in the hole. And he's off to the races, although he doesn't quite win this foot race, which is another concerning thing. Here's a very similar run where Harvey takes the handoff, presses the backside blockers here. Look at him get right on the butt of 5, and that sucks up the Mike linebacker into the block of 72. And it gives the left tackle leverage on the contained player. And then after all of that happens, Harvey takes it out the front door. But again, I see good breakaway speed. Not great breakaway speed. He wasn't much of a receiving back at UCF, but I do see him attack the ball with his hands, which makes me think there could be more for him there. And here his breakaway speed looks fine, although Travis Hunter was definitely catching up. Backs in Payton's offense see more targets than just about anyone else, so it's tempting to take him off of that, but we're not sure that he's a great receiver. I like what I see from him. He's a bowling ball with springs in his feet, decent explosion. But, Estime also has some cool things to him, and I don't like what I see from Harvey enough to make me think he's going to establish himself as a bell cow back right away.